It's the last day of Beatles Week. Coming up next on Pastor Bob's Coffee Break. All right, folks, it's the great unveiling. Our newest blend. It has cacao in it, which is what they make chocolate out of. And so it's kind of a mocha, but it's strong. And I'm so proud of it. Here it is. And of course, it's a t-shirt. But more important than that, it's coffee. So how do you drink it? Well, you need to add stuff to it. It's very dark. Cacao is dark. And it's cacao from the Amazon forest. It's all organic, all fair trade, all that kind of stuff. And this is so good. We call it holy cacao. And add a little bit of cream to it. Add a little bit of natural sweetener. You don't want to use sugar. That's not good for you. But like, stevia or something that's better for you. Add a little bit, and my goodness, is it ever good. So just saying, you can order it today, along with the mugs and all of our mugs and all of our coffee, our classic blend as well. Right here, we are metal, we are family.com. I'm drinking it now. It's great. So, Beatles Week. We've had fun with this, and there's some lyrics that I wanted to talk about because the Beatles have been my favorite band for a long time. You know, there's Jamie Oliver on late night TV, and I don't watch his show, but somebody recommended that I watch this clip on YouTube. He does this thing called karaoke in the car or something like that. I wish I could remember the name of it. Something karaoke maybe. But he had Paul McCartney kind of drop in, and they sang the old songs, and well, I won't give it away because you should watch it. It's so good. So it's been over a year since somebody said you should watch this, and I watch it all the time. And every single time I cry. It's very emotional. And they do this little impromptu concert in a pub that nobody expects, and all the people there, of course, knew every word to every song, and they do it in his old neighborhood in Penny Lane. And it's the coolest thing. But when you look at their faces, they're so excited. They know every word, and there's tears coming down their faces too. And there's something so emotional about it because they connect. You know, music is emotion. Jamie Oliver at one point really gets choked up with one of the songs, and Paul McCartney explains to him the music is powerful. It does that to you. And it really does. And I remember these songs, and I remember what I was doing. I even remember what I was wearing sometimes. You know, so many years ago, 50 plus, well, almost 60 years ago. And amazing. It's just how floods of memories come back and all this. And so this little short week of Beatles songs have been kind of cool for me, remembering things. And this is a very fitting one to end with today. And it's from the Rubber Soul album, which was 57 years ago. It was a very unique album. It changed a lot of things. It was out of the ordinary for them, and it was a cool album. But they do this song in it called In My Life. Here are the lyrics, some of the lyrics. There are places I'll remember all my life, though some have changed. Some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I can still recall. Some were dead, some were living. In my life, I've loved them all. Great song, really great song. That was 57 years ago. Rubber Soul, 1965. Yeah. So I was 13 years old at the time. Great song, but I didn't understand the song very well when I first heard it. I thought it was a great song and didn't really pay all that much attention to the lyrics. Again, I was 13. Great song, great album. I still know every breath on that album. But I was 13. My life was ahead of me. I was, life on the farm, I was eager to leave things behind and pursue other things. I wanted to, live life in the fast lane, not spiritually speaking, but more than, living on a farm. I'm not a farmer. You probably noticed that. So, through the years, I've made a lot of mistakes with friendships. Made a lot of mistakes with family. Haven't always been there for them. I've had periods of time when I've been too busy with the ministry and have neglected, my family, my siblings, my parents. Haven't seen them as often as I really would have liked to and should have. Didn't put them first. I would do things very differently now. And I haven't always understood the value of love, even in my friendships. I've always been driven. I've always been driven in ministry. And I am ashamed to say that so many times I would see projects more than people. I would see people as a means to an end with the project. Yeah, I hate saying that, but it's true. And it's only been really in the last 20, 25 years maybe, that I've truly learned the value of my friendships. And they mean the world to me. So, my staff at Sanctuary, awesome people. The average period of time that I've known them is 30 years. Some more, some a little less. But 30 years, that's a long time, isn't it? That's older than some of you. And I've learned that the love, the value, the give and take, the camaraderie, all of that has been so vital in my life. It's been so awesome. And it continues to be. And it's one of my greatest strengths. My friends. I love that. People that I know I can trust, I can count on. And, looking back now, and I look at the lyrics of this song, and they're powerful to me. Not only because it's a Beatles song that I memorized way back then, but it's really true, and especially now. And there are places I still remember. There are things and people that I remember that have such a special place in my heart. And like the song says, some are dead, some are living. But in my life, I've loved them all. What a great thing to be able to say, as you get up in years, as I am, that in my life I've loved them all. And folks, I hope you'll listen to this message. It's a really important one. Now, I'd like to bring some scripture. We always bring the scripture because everything we do has its foundation right here. And it's 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 8 through 10. Here's what it says. Above all, have fervent and unfailing love for one another. Fervent, just, something that excites you, that motivates you, that gets you going. And unfailing love for each other. Because love covers a multitude of sins. And Sometimes as friends, we got to cover some stuff, don't we? We're not always perfect with each other. It overlooks on kindness and unselfishly seeks the best for others. Be hospitable to one another without complaint. Just as each one of you has received a special gift, spiritual talent and ability graciously given by God, employ it in serving one another as is appropriate for good stewards of God's multifaceted grace, faithfully using the diverse and varied gifts and abilities granted to Christians by God's unmerited favor. He's given us the tools to make this kind of connection. I want to read this from the Message commentary for a minute. It's great there too. Everything in the world is about to be wrapped up, so take nothing for granted. Stay wide awake in prayer. Most of all, love each other as if your life depended on it. Love makes up for practically anything. Be quick to give a meal to the hungry, a bed to the homeless, cheerfully. Be generous with the different things God has given you, passing them around, so all get in on it. If words, let it be God's words. If help, let it be God's hearty help. That way, God's bright presence will be evident in everything through Jesus. And he'll get all the credit as the one mighty in everything. Encores to the end of time. That's great. Well, folks, this is an important message. And it's the end of Beatles Week. Almost sad to see it go. We could do this for months. I could. But the message is this: value each other. Value your family. Value your friends. In your life, you can say, I've loved them all. This has been the most important thing. If there's anything that I've done in this life for all these people, I've loved them all with God's agape love, of course. Well, folks, don't forget, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.